All right, happy Thanksgiving Eve, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Frazier. Well, I hope Thanksgiving Eve is a term. If not, well, it is now. High today, getting up into the 60s. Right now, all right, I'm going to take 61 degrees. It's very dry outside, and that's because that last frontal system that passed through left us with basically clear skies. Now, that leaves us for pretty warm afternoons. Great. It also is warm because, well, we got the winds coming from the south-southwest. Southerly winds typically bring in that warm, but also pretty dry air. Hey, across the region, we're still in those 60s. A couple of the higher elevations, Alpine only at 59, Marfa at 55, same with Van Horn and Guadalupe Pass. Nonetheless, those 60s across the board, across much of the viewing area as well. No clouds, no rain, no worries, although we could certainly use a little bit of rain at some point, probably sooner than later. Nonetheless, though, I don't have that in the forecast for at least the next couple of days. By tonight, all right, we're going to be right around where we should be, which is about 38. The average is about 39. So, heck, just 1 degree, we're not going to notice that. Nonetheless, though, no rain chances, clear skies, wind staying pretty calm. It's going to be on the chilly side, not nearly as chilly as last night, and it's because the winds aren't coming from the north, they're coming from the south. But of course, what do you expect heading over to Grandma's house on Thanksgiving morning? Well, it's going to be a chilly start, so definitely have maybe that jacket with you, but make sure it's got a zipper because you're probably not going to need it by the later parts of the afternoon. Seasonably warm. Although, if you run into any kind of traffic, it's going to be mostly outside of the local areas here, mostly along the interstates and, of course, at the airports. But, of course, what about your Thanksgiving forecast? Hopefully you get a good strike, especially when it comes to turkey. Lunchtime, I got it at about 59 degrees. Dinner time, about 57 degrees. Clear skies during the day and once that sun sets. But once the sun sets, you guessed it, it's going to get pretty chilly. Heading into your Black Friday morning forecast, getting any kind of good stuff. All right, 6 a.m., about 40 degrees, mostly clear. Same thing around 7 a.m., slowly warming back up into the 40s. So not nearly as chilly. I'm seeing more of those 40s coming back into the region rather than those 30s, and I think we can all appreciate that. Over the next couple of days, I don't have a lot of activity popping up on satellite or radar. A little bit of cloud cover trying to come in late on Thanksgiving into early on Friday, but mostly clear skies and mostly sunny skies are expected, pushing our way into the weekend. But by the weekend, I start to see some noticeable change. That's going to be an increase in a lot of that cloud cover, as well as the introduction of some cooler temperatures. Yeah, that's what a cold front does. It brings us down into the 50s by Sunday, 40s by Monday, and temperatures getting very, very close to the freezing point. We'll keep our eye on that, of course, to make sure that you are ahead of the storm.